13 serving 9 now. Adamson looking to wrap it up in straight sets and wrap up the first round with 4 straight victories after starting off 1 and 2. That's exactly what you don't want your setter to do. Scramble and then underhand set. Now that is a little bit of luck.
But they'll take that anyways. Still a point.
Mela Lopez getting the girls together. A few reminders. Gotta admire her. You know, it's very, very tough. Being in a team that is the last couple of years have struggled team standing-wise. You have that, you know, the responsibility of leading and elevating their morale and saying encouraging words while you're playing. Plus, of course, playing the role of #1 offensive option.
And you have to keep your composure. You can't show your teammates that even you're frustrated, that you're rattled.
Yeah.
Kailangan palaging, alam mo yun, composed ka lang.
And if you are frustrated, you're only human. And this situation that UP is in, it gets frustrating. Where regardless of whether it's a basketball sport or volleyball, you know, it gets to players. These are young players. These are not, you know, players have evolved into adults already. So their emotions are quite volatile still. So it takes a lot to really soak it up and not be frustrated. And that's why, you know, she's very admirable to see Carmela Lopez. Hole in the middle. They call it the donut. Kathy Barcelon used to do that also with her. Now she's the sole veteran in that team. And speaking of, you know, roles like that, Morata from...
Now she has to take on that role, being the sole. It's different. Like maybe in the case of Mela Lopez, there are still other players who have played over the past years. But, you know, for Mika Morata, it's a totally different story. When you stop playing for a year, you go back into an entirely new team.
Wala na yung mga kasama mo dati. Siya na yung nag-iisa. And they're coming up next. If Adamson wraps this up, they're in the lead, 16-11. 16-11 is our score. Talking about FE a while ago. The bunch of rookies, a few sophomores, and that girl, number 9, Mika Morata, the lone veteran. Man Panganiban pretending that she's working.
Nakipag-chismisan eh.
Talking to Coach Des Pamilar. Kunwari taking down notes. All the girls pretending that they're warming up. No, but they are. Getting ready. Especially now with this weather, because we hear it's pouring outside here at the arena in San Juan. Wherever you are watching us in Studio 23, good afternoon and thanks for checking us out. We are live with replays on Balls Channel 34 the next day for the games.
Middle attack working for UP.
Gets them to 12, serving 16. Pauline Henido now on deck. Bad reception by Vasquez.
Vasquez seemed to be in a different mood today, not her usual self. Dami has service aces in the first part of the game, and very unlikely nga that she's committing these errors.
You're right. I mean, she's no Leslian Gata, but she's still number 3 and as the best digger, and number 3 also as the best receiver. So very good for someone who took over that spot after the first year. But yeah, that long break, all that food, merrymaking, yes, sleeping or lack thereof, maybe even if you're, you know, outside. No practice for those who just tuned in. No practice for these girls during the holidays. Probably the only team who did not train during the holidays. But still, looking good. Up 2 sets. But now, lead being threatened by UP. 15 serving 16. Benting checked. Patilano tried to get out of the way. It's UP trying to claw their way back here. You know, I talk about girls like Mela Lopez and Morada, but it's also got to be hard for the Coach Vic Isada and Nes Pamilar.
Imagine training all these girls.
Yeah, all over again. And there is a obvious lack of talent in some of the teams.
It really takes patience.
Yep.
You know, because it's like a cycle. They do it over and over again. A player graduates, a new one comes in, they train them again. And of course, not everyone is as receptive maybe as those who graduated. So it's different all the time.
Managing personalities also, the moods.
Diversity. Imagine how many players you have in a team.
Very hard for any coach. And it's harder for them, I would say, because with other teams like, let's say the LaSalles and the USTs, there is a transition of talent, pero meron, as players are on their third and fourth year, they're already developing yung mga first and second year players to become stars.
Yep.
With schools like UP, recently at least, you know, ang tagal nung yung isa or dalawang skilled talaga, no, na tumating. So they're working with a bunch of players who are not as skilled as the others. Yung transition, in other words, mas matagal.
Mas matagal, that's right.
Yung sa ibang eskwela, because they're heavily recruiting. Yeah. From grade school and high school, isang taon lang, meron nang nakaupo dyan.
That's true. Actually, for Adams, it's the same thing. As sabi nga ni Coach, ni Mommy Dulce, no? Yung recruitment, ang dami niya dyan, mga walk-in players. So she has to really start from scratch.
LaSalle has always been good in that department. UST.
UST, of course. UST also very impressive when you see the height.
Yep.
It's very consistent over the years.
Over the years, no? And now with a change of coaches the last couple of years, from Coach August to Coach Shaq, but still the recruiting is almost like the same.
And of course, still a winning team.
Yes. And then now Ateneo trying to get into that recruiting business, of course, the last 2-3 years. And NU, the big story for the year 2010.
Yes. Big improvement in that team, and also now actively recruiting to beef up their lineup.
In preparation for them hosting also. For those of you, I think the replays were this morning or early this afternoon for the NU-UST game. A friend of mine was checking it out because they heard how exciting it was yesterday.
And it was, I think, NU really gave UST a scare yesterday.
Yes. I mean, for those who don't know, as this game is at 2019, NU had UST at match point already. And that's a testament to UST. They were not at their best yesterday, and I'm not taking away anything from NU. They were not at their best yesterday, but they still found a way to stave off that match point and win the game.
And that's why they are the defending champions.
With the crowd rooting for NU too yesterday.
Because of course the underdogs all of a sudden, perform very well. A lot of people were probably surprised that the game even extended to 5 sets.
And the quality of the game.
Oh yes.
The exchanges.
A lot of long rallies.
Service error.
I think both teams went into their locker rooms very happy. Maybe even UST felt a little bad that it had to be that way, but they won it.
That's right. But, NU, even if they lost the game, it was a good match.
Yep. I don't think there was any sermon in that locker room. Just reminders probably of how they could have won it, what to do the next time to close it out.
That's right. Of course, the turning point there was one service error in the latter part of the game, which was probably pagbabalikan nila, sayang.
Oh, nerves na yun, nerves. While UST was cool and calm even under pressure.
And of course, they have Aisa Maizo, who's always there when they need a point.
They closed it out yesterday as this game is at 21-all. UP making a fight out of the third set. Sending that ball back. Zapanta again. Ball sent back. Third touch. So UP has a chance here. Del Mundo, better set to Araneta. Cross court. Handled well by Benting. Free ball. Del Mundo back to Angeli. That's long. Boy, that's a tiring rally. And Mela Lopez says, let's forget about it.
Division 10, Hiponia for Jacob Itlog.
Another footnote about yesterday
Lady Falcons.
is if you're NU, you're happy to have a game like that. Kasi mababaon mo yun in future games pagka napunta kayo sa ganung sitwasyon ulit.
Oh yes,
Diba?
that's experience for them now. It's I mean all this time we've been saying that the skills andyan na eh. They are developing it, but you know one thing that they will really get over time is experience. And that game against UST
And a quality team, the defending champions. 22 all here. Coming up, Ateneo and FEU. But it will depend on how this set will end. Adamson toying around here, not finishing off this UP team. Oh, but Araneta looking for a check. Oh, yes, it is.
On a check ball.
And they get the lead. They get excited here. They want to win the one set and see the possibilities. And Coach Mami Dulce appropriately calls a timeout. Ooh, that's tough to tell. Fingertip, if ever. If ever it was. Let's listen in.
Isa. Ha? Kasi nagpahinga kayo. Okay, gusto nyo nahihirapan pa kayo. Okay. O tama na yun ha, pako nyo na yan. Pako nyo na yan. Tagilid kayo dyan. Ha? Okay. Ito. Gana ang paa, gana ang paa. Okay, sino nasa harapan? O, ayan. Go.
It happens to the best of them. There's always a little bit of tawag nyo, laglag ng konti sa laro.
Nag-relax ng konti yung Adamson eh. They knew that they were up, dumikit yung UP. And, you know, they maintained that same pace that they have, while UP, on the other hand, is working double time.
Southland is a good server. Good serve. Pineda swings. UP's in the lead, by the way. 23-22. Nagkakagulo yung UP doon sa kabila. Adamson sa kabila. Araneta. This time, gets the corner. Kanina malakas. She made the adjustment on the wrist. And
it's very important. If you want the ball to go down, you have to make sure that you flick your wrist. Exactly what Araneta did.
And I love how Mela Lopez is just really, you know, pumping up her team. Motivating. Not looking at the score, not looking at the sets. This is a set won by UP.
UP, of course, utilizing their height and their blocking advantage.
Will they be happy with just one set? We'll find out as we extend ourselves to a fourth set here at the arena.